batching content isn't a cookie cutter kind of thing. I feel like a lot of people just don't take burnout that seriously. You can't maintain the same level of energy for all of the videos. I like to do it in kind of a 6-phase process. I'm passionate about helping small creators do this in a way that's sustainable and enjoyable. Okay, it's official. I've booked a trip back to see my family in October. It is August right now, and I want to have content prepped all the way up until after I get back, so I can really relax when I get back and not have to jump right back into editing or filming or all that kind of stuff. I really love giving myself this time when I have a trip so that I don't burn out, because I do believe that rest is so important in the pursuit of anything you are trying to do, not just content creation. I just think it's so important to incorporate rest into your routine, into your creative process. So I wanted to share how I do that before a trip.
And this is not for everyone. I will say that this is not for everyone. You know, some people are totally against batching content. I get it.
And I'm just like starting to become really passionate about showing people how to batch content in a way that feels good for you, because batching content isn't a cookie cutter kind of thing. You get to make it work for you, and it doesn't have to be sitting down for 5 hours and just filming back to back to back. I honestly don't think that that's a great way to batch content, because you can't maintain the same level of energy for all of the videos. We are human. And so I like to do it in kind of a 6-phase process that I've broken down, and I just wanted to share that with you today, so that maybe the next time you have a big event on, or you have a trip and you need to make your content work around that, so that you have time and space in the room in your schedule to breathe and relax and ease back into the creative flow. This is going to be a real chilled video. I just want to share what's working for me. I am no expert. I'm passionate about the content creator journey. I'm passionate about helping small creators do this in a way that's sustainable and enjoyable and feels good and gives them permission to show up online in a way that feels aligned. So that is my jam, and hopefully this can help someone out there. Alright, so phase 1 is to start with the end. So what I do is I pick my end date. For me, my end date is in November. It is August. So let that give you an example of how much time I give myself to do this prep. And if I'm being honest, I only just booked these tickets. If I had booked them and I had more time, I would have probably started this process in the end of July. Let that be a reminder and an example of just how much time I give myself, so that it doesn't put so much pressure on me on top of all the other responsibilities that I have to do in my relationship, in my home life, and I run my dog sitting business around content creation as well. There's so many other responsibilities that we all have, and this process is about making it work for you in a way that's not so overwhelming and doesn't make you feel like this is impossible. For this example, let's just say I get back on November 6th, and I want to give myself a good week to just relax, get back into my routine, get back into my workout routine, my meal prep, all that kind of stuff, and catch up on sleep, because I'm going to be so jet lagged. So if I give myself a full week, that will bring me to November 13th before I even think about filming, creating, doing anything with content creation. But I'm going to push it even further and give myself a full week and a half to really get back into my flow, because I am due to get my period when I get back from that trip. So I'm gonna need a little bit extra time, okay? So let's say I'm back to content creation work on the 18th of November. So ideally, I will wanna have content created up until that week or the week after. Let's just say I would want to have content created up until the week of the 25th before I even leave for my trip. That might seem like a lot considering it is now August and that is end of November. So we have all of October, all of September.
October, November. October, no, what? September, October, August, September. Sorry.
All of September, all of October, and almost all of November. You know, if we're being an overachiever, we'll do all of November. So this is 3 months worth of content that we are going to work to smash out. And I will say, I'm going to give myself grace. If I can only get up until the week I get back from my trip and I have to take a week off of content, I will do that, because again, this is about honoring my wellness and my rest phases, but we are going to do what we can between now and then to get as much done as possible. And I want to just make this as easy as possible for someone else to tackle and replicate in their life. You might have different responsibilities going on in your life, so you might have to tweak this to make it work for you, and you might have to switch the quantity or amount of days that you're editing and all of that kind of stuff. You get to take the information that I'm sharing and apply it to your life in a way that works for you, and that's the beauty of it. And I'm just so passionate about that as well, because I feel like there's so much information out there on the internet that it's just like, do this, do it this way, and if you don't do it this way, you're not doing it right and you're never going to grow. I just want my little corner of the internet to be a place where small creators can come and exhale and take the pressure off your shoulders and breathe. It is okay. You are doing an amazing job, and you can do this in a way that works for you, regardless of all of the noise, regardless of what everyone else is doing. I think that it's so important to honor this and not let all the noise get in our head, because at the end of the day, this is a creative journey. And when you are just constantly in this phase of output, chasing the algorithm and all those other things, eventually going to fall out of that creative flow, because you can't constantly be an output and still stay at your peak creative potential. You know what I mean? Creativity is bred from rest and being immersed in other areas of your life where you can pull creativity and originality and not just be stuck online and repeating what everyone else is doing. I am so eager to come to work, and I have so many ideas when I do take time away and when I do honor my rest phases. So that's just a little tangent. Let's get into the phases. All right, so our end date that we're going to pick is November 25th, and that is a very ambitious date, so let that be known. Pick your date and be realistic about it. I do have most of August content done, so that's why I'm like, I think I might be able to do the 25th. Once I take you through this 6-phase process, I'll have a better idea if the 25th is a realistic date for me, but for now, we're going to stick to the 25th of November as our end date of our batching process. Phase number 2 is gathering your ideas and scheduling your dates in. And when I say scheduling the dates, you're scheduling in when these videos are going to go live. So you're picking the ideas for the videos, and then you're scheduling when those videos are going to go live. And ideally, this video would be catered to someone who is uploading once a week. So for me, I currently upload on Monday mornings, so that's one video a week, Monday mornings, which ends up being about 4 to 5 videos a month. So the questions I'm going to be focusing on phase 2 is, how many videos will I need to create and when will they be posted? And that's pulling out the calendar and really figuring out what those dates are going to be. That's 1 video, 2 video,
3 video, 4 video, 5 videos.
13 videos. And I know someone out there is like, that's a lot of videos. And it is a lot of videos. It's literally a whole quarter worth of videos, like 3 months. I'm not trying to say that this isn't a lot of content. We're trying to do this in a way that's sustainable. So 13 videos will take us to November 25th with 1 video a week. It's figuring out what those 13 videos are, and that's when I will go into my content creation schedule, where I have my brainstorming and ideas section, I have a filming schedule, I have an editing schedule, I have an uploading schedule. I can pull up the individual calendars for each one of the phases of the content creation process, and I can plan that all out and move that all around as the video moves through the scripting, the editing, the uploading, all of those kind of phases. So right now I'm really going to like finalize what those videos are going to be and when do I want them to be published. I use Notion for my content creation, and I have my ideas section, I have my scripting section. Once I'm done scripting and I start filming, I will just move it over, and then it's in the filming phase, and then edited, and these are the uploading ones. I've just switched over to this content creation schedule that I planned out. I really needed something that gave me the visual look of moving things through the process, so I love that I created this, and then I needed calendars for each phase of the process, like I said before. So I have my scripting. I won't lie, I don't really use the scripting calendar. So this week I am filming a week in my life, and I am in the filming process. This is usually what my filming schedule would look like. On Wednesdays is normally my filming days. Sometimes I will film on a weekend. I'm pretty sure I filmed that one on a weekend. So it'll look something like this, and so I'll know exactly when I'm going to be filming. And so when I'm doing a batch session, it will look more like having more than one video. So I'll wake up on that Wednesday and I'll see, okay, we're filming 2 videos today. So that's kind of how my filming schedule looks like. I will be editing, like I was supposed to edit this video on Tuesday. I didn't edit that yet. I'm probably going to edit that on Friday, to be honest. So I just moved that to Friday. This is my uploading schedule. So like I said, I do on Mondays. So all of the videos that are on Mondays are gonna go live, and I have scheduled all the way to the September 16th. So I need to edit that before Monday. And then on the 16th, I will do vlogging in public. I need 9 videos, and I have a running list of content ideas. I try and do a brainstorming session once a week or once every other week, where I just like set a timer, 30 minutes or an hour, and I will just brainstorm ideas. You know, sometimes it will be things that came to my mind that I've jotted down in my notes. Maybe jump on Google or Chat GPT and see if I can elaborate on that, or see if I can break it into 2 different videos from the one idea, stuff like that. So I like to be constantly having brainstorming sessions. Then I never really run out of content ideas, and I always have something to come back to be like, ooh, maybe I'll do that video this month. So I have a running list here in my idea section. It says I have 79 ideas running currently. So pretty much I'm going to pick, like, I think 10 ideas so that I know what video I'll work on when I get back. I'll pick 10 ideas and I'll move them into the scripting column so that they are ready for the scripting phase. And if you don't currently have a running list of brainstorming ideas, now is the time to set a 30-minute timer, a 1-hour timer, and really get some ideas going. Once you get that number of how many videos I need, it's time to really start brainstorming what those video ideas are going to be so that you can start scripting those videos. Another thing I really want to launch by the end of this year is like a 75 hard for small creators. I've really been like, I want to create this. Like, I've seen some creators doing it, but I want to create my own version of it, and I want it to be so approachable for all sorts of creators with all sorts of life circumstances. I want it to be something that can feel really approachable. Another thing I want to think about is the time of year that these videos are going to be going live. So November's content, I really want to start thinking about how can I focus this towards like what people will be searching for going into the holidays, going into the new year. So, you know, people really start thinking about starting YouTube channels in the new year, New Year's resolutions kind of things. Maybe I'm thinking like, I don't know, gifts for small creators, like Christmas gifts for small creators, or I don't know, really being intentional with your batching and remembering what time of year it's going to be when these videos are going live. It will help you kind of pick what videos will be best for you to batch. I picked 11 because some of them are going to be things I'll be working on when I get back. I'll have them in my scripting section so that when I get back from my trip, I'll be like, oh, okay, these are the ones that this is what I was thinking about working on. All right, so we've gone through our brainstorming list. We've picked our ideas. We know how many videos we need to make. And now it's about scripting those videos and creating an outline. Maybe you're not someone that, you know, scripts their videos word for word. I don't really like doing that, but I do have a general outline. If I know I'm going to just blab, 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 I will have a more structured outline. But sometimes it's just bullet points. It really just depends on what type of video it is and the topic and how I'm feeling that day. If I know like I'm in a chatty mood, like, and I need to just stick to it, I will structure it. So you know yourself and you know what's going to work best for you. But it's about having an outline of how that video is going to be executed and what you want to include in like the main value points that are going to be included in that video. So this is phase 3, the scripting. And what I like to focus on when it comes to this phase is how long does it take me to script and outline one video. And I know for me, I can do it between 10 to 20 minutes. It really depends on the topic and it depends on the type of video. Like, especially like my vlogs are very bullet point and I can probably do that in less than 10 minutes. For one of my lengthier videos, for this video, I literally sat down in 5 minutes and just bullet pointed the phases of this process so that I could break them down to you, and I'm kind of just walking you through it. It's very loosely outlined. It's on the fly kind of thing, because I'm in the middle of filming a week in my life vlog, and I was going to share a little bit of this process, and I was like, you know what? I want to do a breakdown of this in its own video. So I kind of threw some earrings on and I'm like, okay, we're gonna do it. So that's what I'm doing. But I literally just took 5 minutes and outlined the process on how I batch my content before a trip. Now I'm just breaking it down to you, but I have an outline and I have focus areas for each of the phases. For the scripting phase, part 3, I'm focusing on how long does it take me to script and outline one video. So if I gave myself an hour to script, how many do I think I could get done? We have 13 weeks of videos that we need to upload. I already uploaded a few, so we knocked that down to 9. So we have 9 videos to script, and it takes me about, let's say, 20 minutes just to be on the max side to script each of these videos. So 20 minutes for 9 videos. You guys, I hope you appreciate this, because I do not do math for nobody, for nothing. And I'm doing math for you. Granted, I'm using a calculator, but you know what? So 9 videos times 20 minutes is 180 minutes, which is what? 2 hours? Okay, 180 minutes, which is like 3 hours total. I think that I could get it done in less than 3 hours, especially when I'm in a flow. But let's just say 3 hours. It's going to take me 3 hours to script these 9 videos. How am I going to fit 3 hours of scripting into the next week or so of my life? Ideally, you'd want to get the scripting done and out of the way within a week, 2 weeks max. You want to get to like the filming, and the editing is what's going to take up most of your time. So you want to be able to get started on some of the editing process as soon as possible. So having these videos scripted as soon as you can is going to make that process easier, because then you can start chipping away at the filming, then you can start chipping away at the editing. But the scripting needs to be done like to its fullest, I would say, before you start the filming process. You can script half, start filming, and then go back and script it, but it's just, if you just knock out the scripting, it's going to take one whole phase of the process off of your to-do list while you're focusing on the rest. So for me, that might look like, okay, tomorrow I'm going to set a timer, or tonight after dinner I'm going to set a timer and I'm going to do an hour of brainstorming, and when that timer goes off, that's my one session done. 2 to 3 more times over the next week, and then my scripting phase is done. Most of the time I find, as I'm getting into my groove, I'm scripting quicker. And so I might be able to squeeze it all in under 2 hours. So really just giving yourself that distraction-free time, put some headphones on with some music, really get into that zone, put a block on all your apps, put it on airplane mode, and get into the zone so that you can be as efficient as possible. And be realistic about how many scripting sessions you're going to need to get this done. Do not try to be an overachiever. If all you have is 30 minutes per session to do this, that's all you have, and that's okay. You have to work with what you have. And if all you have is 30 minutes to commit to, every 3 days, do that. And don't create a story about, oh, I'm bad at this, or I'm never going to make this work, or this and that. It's okay if all you have is 30 minutes. That's fine. You have to work with what you have. And it doesn't mean anything about you as a creator or a person. You just do the thing. You just do what you can with what you have. Now we are on to phase 4, which is the filming process. So things I focus on in this phase is, obviously I know my filming days are usually Wednesdays, but it's about how many videos can I realistically film per session without feeling burnt out, overwhelmed, or without it impacting my creative output or my energy on camera. I like to aim for at least 2. I used to do 3, sometimes 4, but by the 4th video, I'm losing my voice, my energy's low, and the video just, it falls flat from the first. I now think 2 is the perfect amount for me. I can keep my energy sustained, it doesn't take up too much of my day, and I can kind of just smash them out. So 2 works for me. Like I said, do not the whole purpose of this video is for you to do this in a way that does not overwhelm you and that allows you to have balance. This is not for the over ambitious side of you that wants to get it all done and push it all out and hustle, and then you're burnt out before you even go on your trip. We do not want that. We want to give ourselves time before our trip to just focus on the trip and focus on household things and all that kind of stuff, and you want to give yourself time after the trip. And that's what this is all about. It's about doing this in a way that is sustainable and doesn't burn you out and allows you to have the time and space for that balance that we deserve, and that will allow you to thrive in your creative flow, in your creative space. So how many videos can you realistically put out per session without it impacting you negatively? And then the next thing that I focus on is, how many filming sessions do I need to have that will still give me time for my editing and life responsibilities? So again, this is very much factoring in your life responsibilities, because like I said, this isn't about neglecting everything in your life, neglecting your social life, neglecting all those things. It's about creating this sustainable, balanced kind of flow so that you can get these things done, but make them work in a way that works best for you. So how many filming sessions does that look like for you? You know, if you're gonna do 2 to 3 videos per session, so in 2 weeks, that's 6 videos. So if I only need 9 videos, that looks like 3 filming days for me if I'm doing 3 videos per session. If I want to do 2 videos, 2, 4, 6, 8, I might have to do 3 on one of the sessions to get to my 9 video. But that is a super sustainable way for me, so that I can start the editing process but also have some videos banked up. Phase 5 is the most time consuming, and that is your editing schedule. So I will say commit to editing 1 video a week. Again, this comes down to knowing your process. Like I said, know how long it takes you to script 1 video. This whole process allows you to really become insightful on your own creative process and how you operate as a creator. Like, how long does it take you to script 1 video? It's important to know that. How long does it take you to film a video? It's important to know that. And it's important to know that for the different types of videos. How long it takes you to film a sit-down video versus how long it takes you to film a vlog. But having an idea and having that insight around your creative process allows you to fit it into your lifestyle and have an idea of how long it's going to take and how much time you need to give to that, and how you can move things around to meet those responsibilities as well. So if you don't already have an editing schedule, this is the time to really sit down and create one. So like I said, I would commit to finish editing a video per week. By the end of this week, this video is going to be exported from the editing software. If I'm doing one of my travel vlogs, it can take me anywhere to 14 hours. So like a day and a half is what I usually average around, is a day and a half for my travel videos. And then for my vlogs, I can smash those out in 2 hours. Having a grasp on your creative process is going to give you more control over your creative process. So think about, what days can I commit to editing for a minimum of 1 hour? You know, if you're just doing sit down videos and vlogs, it might only take you an hour or 2, 4, 6, like I'm talking like single digit numbers to edit a video. For this editing schedule, I would have 2 rules. Commit to editing, like finishing editing 1 video a week, and scheduling that video in YouTube, like uploading it to YouTube, doing the SEO, the tags, all those kind of things that you do in your back end, and then choosing the date to schedule it. Have that done within 24 hours of the video being finished and edited. I don't want you to get into this habit of editing all these videos and then they're just edited and they're not uploaded to YouTube, because that takes time as well. So you need to factor in the time it takes for a video to upload onto YouTube as well. Within 24 hours of you finishing the edit, it needs to be scheduled onto YouTube and ready to go for whatever date it's gonna go live. Do not keep this stuff building up in your editing software. Get it on your hard drives, get it onto YouTube, and it's done. Tick it off your list. And phase 6 is to get started, to execute it. Once you have an idea of what videos you're gonna need before your trip, you have the list and the brainstorm of ideas of what those videos are gonna be about. You have your filming days set aside, like, okay, in order to film 9 videos, I'm going to need 3 filming days. I need to finish at least 1 video a week, and I have 12 weeks till my trip. I need to edit for at least 1 to 2 hours a week, or a day, or whatever that's going to look like for you. This is all about figuring out what that looks like. It's strategizing your creative process. And some people might be like, this is too technical, this is too this. That's fine. This video might not be for you, but this is the person that wants a behind the scenes look of like, how do people get it done? Like, how do they break that down? This seems so overwhelming. This is how I do it. This is how I break it down. It's not a matter of, will I get these videos uploaded? Can I, like, it's scheduled down to the dates. It's scheduled down to the hours to fit it into my life around everything else. All my dog sitting bookings, our travel trips, social life events. It's scheduled in around rest. Like on my Sunday rest days when I just like do a little bit of meal prep and then I'm Netflixing, chilling on my couch. Like, this is all scheduled in around that. Like I said, this is not about giving up your social life. This is about how can I do this in a sustainable way and still making time for those things, because they are important and they help you prevent burnout. Burnout is going to be the killer to your creativity. So I feel like a lot of people just don't take burnout that seriously. So much of what drives so many of my actions and habits is preventing burnout, because when I get burnout, I lose creativity for weeks, sometimes months. I'm sick, I'm run down, I don't want to do anything. Like, it's just not a fun place to be. So if I can do things to prevent that and help me just stay in a nice space, which includes rest, then it just is a win-win for everyone. And maybe you have to cut back on watching TV every single night. Maybe you have to cut back from 4 hours of watching TV and you just do 3 and one of those hours goes to editing. Stuff like that, you just have to make it work. But I'm not saying throw out your TV. I'm not saying that you can't have a social life and you have to tell your friends you'll see them on the trip. You just have to sit down and make this work. You have to sit down and do this brain work that I just walked you through, and you can make it work. You just have to want to make it work. You might not need to do this on such a large scale. You might only need to batch 4 videos. This can be scaled up or scaled down. So like I said, it's all about making it work for you and figuring out, okay, this is her process. How can I adapt that to my schedule, my routine, and my life responsibilities? Taking that ownership of this is in my hands, and just because I have a trip going on doesn't mean YouTube has to go on the back burner. It absolutely can, if you are happy to do that. But if you are someone like me who wants to keep things going in the background while you are off enjoying your trip, this is how I do it. So hopefully that helps someone out there. If you would like to see more videos like this, let me know. I would love to hear where you are in your creator journey, what you struggle with. If you found value in this, let me know your biggest takeaway in the comments below. I would love to know the things that are resonating with the audience. So it is so helpful to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing, and I hope to see you tuning in to another video soon. Bye!